When people ask me about pain in the piriformis muscle, I always tell them that this is pain that is typical from people who sit for too long and too bad, or people who stand for too long and too bad. Standing will be the topic of other videos, but in this one I'd like to show you two things which will, in sitting, radically hurt your piriformis muscle and thereby increase the chance that it compresses your sciatic nerve, thereby resulting in radiating pain in your leg. The first thing that I'm doing wrong in this video is I'm sitting on a wooden chair, and a wooden chair will exert a lot of pressure on my tissues and will lead to direct compression of the piriformis muscle. If you look at my first video on piriformis, there's a young lady who reports to have pain in her piriformis after reading a book for too long on a plastic chair. And I mean, in the same field, we have seen many people who developed piriformis pain after too hard massage. So you see, direct pressure on the buttocks will lead, if long enough or hard enough, to piriformis pain. So this is my first mistake. My first mistake is sitting on a wooden chair. Second mistake that I'm doing, look this. When my knees are spread wider than my feet, well, you can put your fingers here deep into the buttock and see what happens when you spread your knees. As soon as you spread your knees, two things happen. Number one, compression in the piriformis. Actually, it's a contraction test for the piriformis. And number two, I slouch, which will actually overload the discs that can ultimately create a hernia and also compress the sciatic nerve. But if we stay at piriformis level, just the fact of spreading your knees contracts the piriformis. So when you sit like this, either because the seat is too low, or because you have a bad habit, or because you drive on the motorway with your knee moving outwards, well, you really increase a lot the strain on the piriformis. So you really have to mobilize your inner thigh muscles, your adductors, and use these adductors to bring your knees back parallel in such a way that the distance between your knees is the same as the distance between your feet. This, controlling these muscles, is really your only way to protecting your piriformis, and be very careful with that when you're in the car.